G'day everybody, welcome back to the Hardball Gets AFL show. Today on the podcast, it's the mailbag after round 16. If you want to submit a question, just follow us on Instagram at hardballgetsafl, where we check up the stories on a Sunday night, or send an email to hardballgets@wanews.com.au. All right, let's get stuck in. This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name is Nick Rynne, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. It's the mailbag.
Yes, it is. And every mailbag episode this season, we have a Thirsty Camel $50 digital voucher to give away to the best mail from WA. Pick up a box of 4X gold for the exclusive Camel
Speaking
Club
of
price
my
of,
language,
what is it?
$79.
No,
76.
no, lower.
Your dinner for two, $69.
No, $56.99.
Beautiful.
That is insane. So
can
join the
feel
club
the
online
Ulrichs
or
coming
in
on.
store and save. If you get the voucher, that's $6.99 for a carton.
And look, and State
A
of
block
Origin,
of
State of Origin
4X.
3's coming up. Just get a block of
When
golds.
is that? Is that this week?
Following, I believe. Yeah, block of golds to celebrate.
Okay. James, g'day lads from Toronto. As a player from the
Let
Toronto
me guess,
Dingoes.
he's first in the tipping as well.
He's coming second. As a player for the Toronto Dingoes AFL
Yep.
club out here, my ears pricked back in breakout and under spotlight pod back. When we did the breakout and
who's
under
under
spotlight
spotlight,
pod back in March, when Big Pepsi mentioned that Swan District's ruckman Nathan Doc Blakely was heading to Canada. A quick search on Instagram later and a message was sent, just saying to feel free to reach out to the club if he was moving this way and wanted to have a kick and find some Aussie mates.
I did see the Doc played his last game at Swan
Yeah, he
Districts
was off.
2 weeks ago. I think they carried him off and whatnot.
The message stayed unread. Fast forward to Thursday, 25th of June, and an Aussie doctor who had only just arrived in the country turned up for a kick.
You're kidding.
The Aussie doctor, Nathan Blakely.
Hey, beauty.
There you go.
Looking forward to hopefully playing a few games with him this year and having him around the club. And he sent a picture in of the Dingoes, and there he is, Nathan.
The doc.
Of course, that's Connor Blakely's brother,
Yeah.
who's an anaesthetist.
He's an anaesthetist. Yeah, he's going over for a fellowship or something.
good
man.
fella too.
You wearing a Collingwood jumper?
Yeah, Swan Districts.
Well, the
No,
chance
but
of
I
that,
think that
though.
was a Collingwood one.
it was a Collingwood one. Yeah,
There
it is
you
a
go.
Collingwood jumper. Yeah, random, hey?
Well
Where
done.
are we here?
If he, how many games are he going to play? There might be a BNF loading in
No,
the
he'll play till he's about
Canada
70,
League.
dog.
Yeah.
Luke, is West Coast on the precipice of joining North Melbourne as the worst performing team over a 5-year stretch dating back to the introduction of the 22-game VFL season in 1970? From what I can find, here are the other worst performing teams over a 5-year stretch in the AFL-VFL era since 1970. Fitzroy, 92 to 96, they won 27 games. Sydney, 1990 to 94, won 20 games. North, 2020 to 2024, won 15 games and had a draw. And now West Coast, 2022 to now, are at 15 wins with no draws.
We did that, I remember, a few weeks ago, that they're off the back of a 100-point loss. I think their record against Fitzroy during the time that they parted ways was worse than Fitzroy's.
Can West Coast win another game this year, or will they become known as historically the worst team over an extended period of time in the modern AFL era?
I haven't seen the draw.
They do play Richmond at the G. That's a
They'll
game.
win. They'll win that.
That's a game they'd be hoping to win.
I think they'd win that.
They got Adelaide, Western Bulldogs,
But I think
Lions, Fremantle.
It's a tough draw.
Richmond.
Just look for the shit
Collingwood.
ones. Richmond's it.
There's not a lot.
It's the Richmond game.
It's got to be the Richmond one.
But
I
that'll
think.
be 5 wins.
Or
for
there's
you?
a
6?
world where
5?
West Coast, Collingwood at home, West Coast get better.
No.
You don't think there's a world?
No world. Was
They
Richmond on
only
that
lost
list?
by 10 points at the
Yeah.
G.
Was Richmond on that list? Scored 100 points once in 65 games or something.
You might need to start making.
They
might join.
They're about to join the
They
list.
might join. Jordan, who would win 2018 West Coast or 2026 Dockers?
Dockers are pretty
tough
slick at the
one.
moment.
Probably 26 Dockers,
I
but
think you have to give the 2018 team.
well, they won the flag.
They
So
won
yeah,
it. So
yeah.
if
Right
Freo
now,
win the flag, we'll have the conversation again.
Right, you're right. Good point.
Reese in Victoria. G'day, lads.
Sorry, in 2018, don't forget no Nick Nat Shepherd or Gaff
Yeah,
in
true.
that grand final.
Reese
Yeah.
in Victoria. G'day, lads. Anything successful these days always gets a sequel and then another sequel after that and so on. After the outrageous success of A Day in the Life being the CEO, the people demand sequels. What about doing some club CEOs and talk about list management decisions, whether you keep selling games, your coaching group and your strategies in the draft and free agency? How would you rebuild clubs like the Bombers and Carlton? Would you take Freo to the draft or do you focus on free agents? Do you lock the gates at Gold Coast and send Tom to Tasmania? How much would you hate to play in India? That's not bad. We could do a breakout series when you're just the CEO of each
Essendon.
club.
I feel like
Essendon.
if eventually, though, if I start going club by club, then I'll be sort of an outcast.
Blacklisted.
Unhireable.
That'll
Well,
be
some of it you might be favourable.
probably not with the shit clubs.
With this shit one.
Because what they're doing, they think's right, and I think most of us look at it and think they're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Alex, love the pod. I listen to all editions every week. But as one of 3 Port supporters in WA, I need to say,
Oh, for goodness' sake.
Joe Berry and Corey Durden are huge.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Keep it up, lads. I love how you chat about all teams every week. Thanks for being the most equal pod in Oz. I'm
right.
big on Joe Berry. I
Yeah,
know you're
I'm
a
a
Joe
big
Berry
Joe
guy.
Berry.
Yeah,
Durden, I don't think, has been goalless this year. I think
He's been a great pickup.
from not much. I
Yep,
need to check
very
that out.
handy pickup. No, I think we both like those guys. And Berry, I think, has another level to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Alex, have we overrated the Suns list? Forwards are meh and only as good as your bottom 6 players.
I think
Sorry.
Keys are good.
Sorry,
Jed Walter was very good.
He actually was
Jed Walder
decent,
was
you
very
say.
good
he's-
in the third
When he
quarter.
could get it.
He didn't touch he did not introduce himself to the Sharon in the first quarter. So the very good part is overs. He kicked a goal in the
When
third
he had opportunities.
and took 2 marks in the third. That was nice.
Okay.
He might have kicked 2 in the end, didn't he? Kicked the Joe the Goose.
Yeah.
Todd, what do the following players have in common? Chad Warner, Tim Taranto, Lockie Schultz, Darcy Fogarty, and Michael Frederick.
None have won a premiership.
30 and something.
They all kicked more goals this weekend than Gold Coast.
I did see that Swampy tweeted something out saying the times that Gold Coast have lost to a certain player in games. Yeah.
Well, he's asked how long until Dimmer starts thinking he can't cook these sausages either.
Are you eating the sausages or off?
Remember he was turning the old saying, he turned them so many
burnout.
times. Look, I think it never, I'm not saying it won't ever work here, but it very rarely works when a coach of a very successful club that's had a great period goes to another club. It doesn't often translate to success.
Also, there seems to be a fair bit of grumblings going on at the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Lee Matthews did it. He won a flag at Collingwood and then
He's
went
about it.
and won 3 at Brisbane. Well, Malthouse won 2 at West Coast and then won 1 at Collingwood.
True.
There's not a lot. It doesn't happen too often.
It's more often a flame and burn situation.
It's often
Malthouse to Carlton.
There's 2 ways to do it. Is it your desperation? Yeah, Malthouse to Carlton, or maybe this will save us, or is it this club's a shit show. We need a stable voice to come in like North tried with Clarko. So Hardwick's sort of in between because they needed something like that, but they also were good enough. Well, they had the talent build to be able to win stuff. I don't know. It's just off.
Suns are interesting.
If you came off that elimination final last year, you would have thought, geez, these Suns, they're
They're
going
premiership favourites.
They're 5-0.
Yeah, nah.
Remarkable. Voice message from Max from Darwin.
Hey guys, Max from Darwin again. Just wondering when we're going to get rid of the warning for the 666. It's been quite a few years now, and teams are still getting warnings. Like, are we ever going to not have warnings? I just don't get it. Like, it's like putting in a rule and then not enforcing it like forever. I just don't. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what is going on?
Agreed.
That's true. Why do we need to keep warning people about something that it's like you should know by now?
This is like the warnings I give my kids. Yeah. That's a bloody warning.
They're empty.
There's never anything that comes up
they're
there. I'll
empty
tell you a bloody
warnings.
warning.
They're empty
You're on a
warnings.
warning.
No,
That's 2 strikes.
The players know they're
Never get to
empty
3.
too. The players know they're empty,
yeah.
like your kids.
Yeah.
They know you're not going to follow through.
They're just f***ing with us.
Hey, Brad is in next. Hey, Big Pepsi, party-sized Kit Kat and Grassman. Close your eyes for a moment.
Play the
Yeah,
Bunnings music.
I'm driving to work one frosty morning in Melbourne last week, listening to the 2-minute review. Eager to hear what the boys have to say about the Doggies' nice win over St Kilda. Been a tough middle part of the year. Injuries, bit of contract news, and Nick's curse. Breaking news injury update. Rhino comes out with imagine a world with no Bontempelli in the Dogs team. They're shit. Bottom 5 team. Also drops an Ed Richards is a fine player. What did we do to you? Could have spoken about how Doggies had a younger average age, average less games played. Maybe James O'Donnell, how good Butterick has been. Small forwards killed us last year. Nick, please give Rhino the Doggies for rest of the year. I'll help for the next 2 weeks. 2-minute warning right now. Hardball gets favourites. Amadi and Chad Warner always destroys the Dogs. Dogs. Also, Doggy's in Perth in a few weeks. Rhino going to be at the press conference after the game. You thought Chris Scott was tough. Heard Bevo loves Kit Kats. Hope you heard what you had to say. From a fellow Gippslander, love the pod. Thanks for always being a good listen in the car.
No, we like that.
I'm not doing the Bevo press.
No.
Hot tip.
I don't,
Fly
what
over
about
Tom Morris.
when a question comes in and you hear, I'm a Port Adelaide supporter or a dog?
Yeah.
You just assume that you've said something stupid
Yeah.
over the period and they're going to nail you
I
for
had
it.
a run-in with Bevo once. Remember, I think we've talked about this on the pod about when he came in, they'd lost by like 6 goals or something. And my question was what went
negative.
wrong.
Yeah.
And he was like, Captain Positive over here.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I can't remember the exact quote, but I was like, shit. It's not a great way to start.
Bevo saved my life going through Kokoda.
Yeah.
He was
that's-
behind me.
yeah.
He was the person, every time I went to fall off a cliff, he'd just push me back up the hill.
That's amazing.
Low centre of gravity.
Tom, does it feel like the blowtorch might turn on to Adam Kingsley soon?
Probably.
Yeah, he's escaped it. Like, no one's really talking about
It goes
Kingsley,
in
are they?
groups, doesn't it? So it's like,
He's very, like, it's shabby.
Next year, the blowtorch is on Kingsley.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this year it was Voss and Scott. Next year
But
it's
also
gonna
this
be-
year, you lose Tom Green,
It almost gives you a
Kid
pass.
with a lid,
Yeah,
Sam
Sam
Taylor
Taylor's
didn't
half
play,
the year.
Buckley's still
Cadman's
missing.
out for long patches.
Yeah,
Jesse
you-
Hogan's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Jesse
can
Hogan's
look at
Mm.
the Giants season and go, here's X, Y, Z, Y. Whereas it's hard to do that with the Suns because
They're
most
all-
of them
yeah.
are playing. Like,
Yeah, but
Is
even-
anyone missing from the
well,
Suns?
now Rioli, like, is out for 3
Yeah.
weeks, but he's played
That's it, yeah.
the whole season. Like, they have had lots of little
Little ins and
interruptions.
outs, yeah.
Mm.
Like, I think they only had 7 players play every game, which is sounds like a lot, but it's actually quite low.
Yeah, yeah.
Aaron, is there any out that clubs have so they don't need to pay out the full contract if players have off-field issues when they are on a long-term contract, e.g. Bobby Hill? Well, there's the disrepute, bringing the
hard.
game into disrepute.
It's
It's
hard.
very hard to chop up a contract,
Hard.
particularly in the modern era.
But it's also hard to see people getting paid full tote odds.
Yeah, but often as well, like a lot of these players who are these sort of players who maybe there was a risk considered when you signed it.
Yeah.
A lot of there's incentive tied to it. So Bobby Hill's, let's just say Bobby Hill, his contract might have been, well, here's 600,000, and if you do X, Y, Z, you get to $1 million.
Yeah,
but
but
like
I don't
if
know
he's
that
not if he's not playing,
I
he's
don't
not
think
getting-
he would have been seen. When did he do his last contract? Like, he would have been
No,
seen
sure,
as a
so-
risk. This has all just happened after the fact. Like, you're not. He,
But I mean,
Well,
he's a
not even
nonsense
just risk
medalist or
players,
like-
but it's very rare that there's not incentives tied.
But
to
if
it.
I went to
Most
two,
players, like guys like Dacos and Bont, don't have that stuff. 'cause
yeah,
they
but I
don't need
thought
it.
Bobby would have been in the class of Norm Smith medalist, kicked a lot of, like, played a lot of
it's
games.
a very
kicked a
good
lot of goals.
way. It's a very good way to give people more money, but guaranteeing the performance.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
quite common.
Or save yourself a
but
bit
what
if
happens
they
if
don't.
fighters don't turn up to work at Triple M?
Why?
You make his life
Why
becomes a
aren't, but
misery.
why aren't you turning up to work?
He died in the sauna.
Are you feeling unwell in a mental health capacity?
No, I'm just rubbing it out in the sauna.
yeah. Just didn't want to come in
Well, if
today.
you're going to be that honest, you're in trouble.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but if you were to say I'm spending a lot of time in the sauna because I'm not feeling great,
Yeah,
yeah,
then it's very hard to sack you.
correct.
bit of self therapy.
Too much eucalyptus.
yeah.
Gets a bit spicy.
Voice message from Luke.
Hey guys, Luke here. Just wondering, is there any AFL players that usually are like on the fringe but that secretly prefer to play twos, as it means they can like rack up and actually have a good performance rather than playing a shit role in the ones, but they'll just never admit it?
Is that
No,
yes, a good
because
question.
the ones on the border are probably match payment players.
Right.
So they
So
need
So
to
it
match
comes
you.
down to finance.
You're probably 20
But
grand
like
worse off a month.
It's kind of like what he's saying is, would you like to come in and play some shitty half forward role? We get
you
4
wanna play
touches
AFL.
and spend
You want to
60%
play
of the
AFL because
game.
you hope that you're going to have a big day.
Well,
'Cause it's your
Jeremy
chance,
Sharp
yeah.
at the moment's having 32 and 3 goals every week in the waffle. And comes in and he's a 10 goal.
What about
10
what
possession
about guys
wingman.
toward the end of their career where they're
Nah.
like, I don't give a
Nah.
shit anymore.
Nah.
No, they still want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're old, you've obviously been pretty good at some
I
stuff.
always
Yeah.
think that when I watch the NBA and there's like the 3 blokes on the end of the bench who never play.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting for it to be a 30-point blowout. And even then, they still don't get on the
Yeah,
court.
they're different roles.
It's very different. Yeah. But like for them, I'm like, wouldn't you just be better off going to the NBL and being the MVP?
You don't want to risk your ACL in the twos.
Unless you know they're not going to, like, they're unlikely to give you games and you're gunning for a contract somewhere else. And then it looks better to have a year of 30 and 2 in the
Like
waffle
your
than it does.
Your Henry Huswaite, for instance.
Yeah, then it does a
Who's
season
just
of 10 and 1.
numbers
Although
are off the
then-
charts.
I don't know anyone who'd rather play twos ever.
No, I wouldn't rather, but maybe it's.
Ski 1977. Xavier, a hypothetical about your boys Ted and Albie. Let's say they inherit all of your football talent. competitiveness, and footy IQ. But thankfully for their long-term health, they inherit the O'Connell family's ligaments, tendons, cartilage, bone density, and overall build quality, rather than your DNA that saw your body treat elite sport as more of a suggestion than a lifestyle. If one or both of the boys become elite WA juniors and decide they want a career in footy, would they fall under the West Coast Eagles or Fremantle Academy pathway? That's a very specific question.
I don't know.
Ski 1977.
I appreciate the question.
Yeah, there's no academy pathway. There'd be they go in from a father to son.
No, nothing. They just
roll over.
They just Ted's actually getting pretty good footy, to be fair. Albie's 5. They just love playing. Like the other day, I took him to school, and they kicked Sammy Cousins, who's a Claremont recruiter at Richmond and whatnot. He does kick the kick Jack in the Pack every morning on the oval.
Yep.
So now, like the kids, it was like 2 kids, 3 kids, 5 kids. Now it's like 20 kids.
Right.
I took Ted to class preschool the other day, and he was soaking wet from top to bottom. He had grass clippings in his hair, mud on his elbows.
Great.
And I was like, mate, what have you done? He goes, nah, it's all good, Dad. It's Jack in the Pack or kick the kick. And he's like, they've just got the bug
King
now.
of the pack.
They got the bug. Like it's every day. If finished school, Albie and 5 or 6 of his mates, bang, down the end to kick goals. Like it's the time where they're absolutely loving it. It's good. It's good.
That's brilliant. Hey, from concepts to completion, major infrastructure developments are transforming WA. New hospitals and upgraded health facilities are part of the largest health expansion our state has ever seen.
That's right, Rhino has ever seen. Thousands of affordable homes are being delivered, helping more Western Australians secure housing and improvements to transport infrastructure, enhancing connectivity and providing more choice in how you travel. Together, we're building for tomorrow. Search Building for Tomorrow to find out what it means for you.
This is from Tractor. Good name. Great nickname.
Big tractor.
2 games on a Sunday. Let's make sure they overlap. Same again next week. How does this keep happening? I did think that yesterday. I was like getting ready to go to the footy, and I was like, I'll chuck the radio on because the North Essendon game will be on. Nope. Doesn't start for another hour.
I think Selby tweeted an interaction on the weekend from with David King and Andrew Dillon. Where he said, King said something along the lines of, isn't it better if we just stack the buys? And Dillon said like, oh yeah, but then people would complain because the games overlap. And he was like, they still overlap. What are you talking about?
How is there only 2 games on Sunday, you might ask?
Yeah.
Because there's an overlapper on Friday night.
This Friday. Yeah. There's a double header overlapping. And there's like a half an hour difference between the 2 games too.
Are they good ones?
Sydney v the Dogs.
Sydney Dogs.
And West Coast Adelaide.
Is Bontempelli playing?
And West Coast Adelaide. So we'll be covering the West Coast Adelaide game.
I might not, actually.
Okay, all right.
Aaron, are you
It'd be a tremendous broadcast.
7. On Friday night, Logan Morris had a goal disallowed. This is from Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next day, the AFL admitted the umpires got the decision wrong. If they know it was the wrong call, why can't they just award him the goal? I only asked because I had Morris for 4+ goals and he officially finished with 3. Yet the week before they added an extra behind about 5 minutes after the game because Sidebottom kicked it after the siren. Why can one score be changed after the game but not the other? Great question.
That's a good question.
He's got 2 questions, but let's answer that one first.
If they gave you goals afterwards, Adelaide would be playing finals a few years ago. Yeah. Ben Keys.
Well, I can understand why they don't want to open a can and start awarding goals after the fact because they got stuff wrong, because that happens all the time. But then to do the point, and I guess their argument would be, well, that was the last score of the game and we can review that, and it just took a while to review because we were doing all the other things. And
well, Fags' point too after the game was it was deemed incorrect, where the Wizards, they said it was a correct call. So that wipes the Wiz out.
Yeah.
The other one, he had 2 points, but this one here, it should be added.
But how can it be added?
Coleman. Imagine what's Logan Morris in the Coleman?
He's right in there.
Top 4 or 5.
Imagine if you lose by
4 goals, 4 or 5 goals off. But it's you do that, you're opening a giant can.
Well, isn't that just a rule that no one ever needed? Was that you can run from a certain angle and land in the middle?
It's really stupid.
No, I didn't ever once 10 years ago go, that should be play on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His second question is about the stand rule. When the umpire calls stand, the player on the mark has to stay completely still and can't move. But when a player is having a shot at goal, why is the player on the mark allowed to jump up and down on the spot? What's the difference? Cheers, boys. Love your work. You really should have got rid of that too.
Stand rule, that's crazy. Because there was one yesterday too where I think it was Michael Frederick could have kicked his 4th. Took a mark 52 metres out. And the person on the mark didn't want to take the mark, so then couldn't enter the 5 metres. So Freddie could have jogged to 45 and
Yeah,
piped it.
yeah.
Instead, he passed it thinking the guy was going to come at him.
Yeah.
But he opted not to take the mark.
Bit of confusion.
It's a confusing rule.
Mitch, hey guys, just wanted to shout out Big Pepsi for his take on Dan Curtin a few weeks ago. He might end up being a great player one day, but his output doesn't line up with the praise he's given. On another note, if I had $1 for every time in the last few years that Ryan said, I think the Eagles can keep this game close before they proceed to get flogged, I could afford to pay the Ukrainian bloke winning the tipping comp for you. Fair enough, Mitch.
Ukrainian bloke.
Lofsy, still think Jagger is second in the rising star, lads?
Nah, he's got it now.
What, based off one game?
No,
I
based
thought-
off the
actually,
last
that was-
sort of few weeks.
Yeah, but also I reckon there was more in it. Yeah, when they're head to head, Dersma played forward.
Yeah, that
Doesn't
was
play
weird.
forward.
I would have just thought a small win for the footy club would be if they can get Dersma the rising star.
Yeah, that's...
And
Yeah.
I would have thought when
I-
the blokes keeping Dersma out of the midfield are Graham and Yo, or something, you could have
I
found
know
some
what
time.
will happen from here.
Harry Dean.
No, I think
Yeah.
Jagger Smith's just going to win it.
Well, I've backed Jagger, so I'm pumped.
Now, I
But
know what
I'm-
will happen. I still think Dersma should win it at the moment, but you might change my mind over the next few weeks. But just because he's the favourite.
At the
doesn't-
halfway mark, I would have said Dersma, but now I think Jaggers have got going
Jagger's back
properly.
and they've won
Dersma
6 on
has
the
it,
trot,
yeah.
and he's been pretty.
And
He's got
he's slowed.
I think he's got
because
30,
the team slowed.
I think he's got 30 coaches' votes as well. Like he's actually
Yeah,
getting.
coaches' votes have been good.
I think if West Coast had kept going like they were, then Dersma keeps getting involved and throwing in the middle, but it hasn't happened that way.
Trent from Perth. Hey, Tent, Pepsi and Puff. Following on from Zave's CEO for a day, he could introduce an idea that would fix fairness in the fixture, tanking, draft equalisation, and finish all this talk about a wild card. With Tassie coming in, there'll be 19 teams. Each team will play the other teams once. So that's 18 games, 9 home, 9 away. If you played a team at home one year, then you play them away the next. After the 18 rounds, there is a whole league bye. Call this state league round or something and focus on state carnivals and lower leagues for a week. After this, the ladder is split into top 6, middle 6, bottom 7. All teams keep their points and play the next 5 games against teams in their respective ladder. Each game becomes very consequential as it's played against similarly rated teams on similar points. The top 6 ladder are battling for position in the top 6, and in the middle 6 are battling for the final 2 spots in the final, kind of like 5 wildcard rounds. The bottom 7 then are battling for lottery picks in the draft, where 13th, top of the bottom 7 ladder,
Gets the number 1.
gets 7 lottery balls, 14th gets 6 balls, and so on. Therefore, no tanking would occur. Then the first 7 picks in the draft are lottery style and totally protected from academies, father, son, or compensation. There is still a pre-finals bye for the top 6 and middle 6. However, there would still be a few games on the weekend to watch as the bottom 7 will be playing their final round. No dead rounds, no piss farting around with the early part of the draft. Shout out to Dave, apparently, who also sent in a near identical proposal.
What's his name there?
Trent. So Trent and Dave basically sent in identical
Josh,
proposals.
have we still got that phone ringtone on our little device out there? Or is that gone?
I'm looking.
Get Dave on the line for me.
Seamless.
Mate, Dave is bang on. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yep.
Dave, you're employed, but you have to live in Canada and you have to be impossible to get onto. I do enjoy that. I think that is really good.
Got something there.
He's in.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe something, I'm not sure whether finishing 7th last and you get the number 1 draft pick.
We get the balls for it. You
No,
know, guarantee
the
it.
percentage chances are you'll get a higher pick than.
Yes.
But that just leaves the shit being really.
The problem is
shit.
the shit never comes up.
No, they don't get a good lick.
Yeah, doesn't get
But
flushed.
but other than that, I really like it.
Adam, g'day fellas. Just like to hear your thoughts about Collingwood's interest in Lachie Neale. Seems a strange selection after delisting Tom Mitchell last year. Very similar players, had very similar careers, accolades and injuries.
Lachie Neal's a level above.
Do you think
them,
Collingwood
yeah.
have got it wrong by getting rid of Mitchell and think that Neale is the missing piece to their midfield? Love the pod and the banter.
Tom Mitchell, I was an enormous fan of, had a great career, but he came off a cliff and couldn't find it. Lachie Neale will run around and be a very good foil for Nick Dacos. He'll have 30 every week and he kicks it more and he kicks it slightly better than Tom Mitchell.
Meowsy from Tamworth. Who decided you can start offline when having a snapshot for goal? It's a farce. Also, as a Swans fan, we're about to find out if Cox is a real coach or another big dope rolling around the box. Name me their best win for the year. It's either their early win against Brisbane or maybe the Dogs. We'll see if they can actually beat a decent team in the run home. Oh, you're disgruntled, Meowsy.
No, but that's what it was the draw. 2 things, as I was saying only moments ago. No one has ever gone like, let's run around in circles at the end and land on the line. I don't know why that changed. And Sydney haven't, their draw, I'm telling you, they haven't really beaten much.
Well, they got Freo here next
Next
week.
week. Thursday night.
Oh,
After-
sorry,
yeah,
2 weeks.
next Thursday night, yeah. Jeremy, G'day, lads. Haven't written in for a while, but after a 30-hour labour, including 3 eps of the pod, a Thursday night multi-win, nod to Tap Touch, and a few eps of the Pit on Big X's recommendation, and a few weeks of settling in with a newborn, we now have a 10-week-old boy, Bailey,
Beautiful.
hoping for a cheeky Cotton On sponsorship in the future. This being said, my next message will now have to be censored, as I'm pretty sure he's now also an avid listener. What the frog was with the flipping umpiring this weekend? How has increasing the fluffing number of umpires made the decisions less clear and even more shoot house, particularly the showdown? What an absolute joke. The Butters play on at the boundary. The entire crossing of the ball over the line that was then called play on. What the feathers are we doing? I reckon Rhino's mate Fat Cat would be more clear and demand more control than the part-timers out there currently. Only way forward, the Gold Coast treatment. Lock up the umps. Gone.
There they are. John
Send her to Bunnings.
John Bunnings, I need another padlock.
Johnny, you're going to sell out.
No, so we've got a sponsorship with Bunnings now, which is
Okay,
nice.
yeah, it's just
Only
padlock
for
based.
padlocks.
All contra.
And black boots for Adelaide.
Yeah, spray. Spray in the boots.
Spray.
Yeah.
Dean, Rhino, I've recently seen you in an advertising campaign for the City to Surf. Who wins a head-to-head between this trio, keeping in mind the Asada banned substance list and the likelihood of a Nick Rynne DQ? I would easily beat you guys in a running competition.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm going to be anywhere
You
near that.
have surprising
You
amount
just
of resilience.
stamina.
Like you ran a half marathon on no training and no sleep and just sheer will. So I wouldn't
And got quicker.
So I wouldn't-
could have kept going.
Yeah, so I wouldn't write you off, but I'm confident that I would beat you.
If we
You
went out-
have no chance.
No. I mean, you know,
You can
one
start
pace.
now and we'd be racing next week.
I'd go though. I wouldn't
Could
stop.
you raw dog a marathon?
Nah.
So I reckon I
I've got
could.
too
You
much
reckon you
respect
could?
for the game.
Yeah.
That's too much respect for the art of
couldn't.
marathon
You
running.
could-
I could have kept going easily the other day.
But double
I reckon easily.
the other day.
Like, it's
6
end of
months.
last year, yeah.
We should do the you get in that hoodies, the ultra marathon, the backyard ultra.
I don't
See
reckon.
how long
I
you
reckon
go.
I could raw dog to like 35.
Yeah, I reckon I could do similar. I reckon early 30s with maybe we should try it.
Well, would have been another
Just
3
go.
laps at her. I could have done another 3 laps.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Which would got you to about 28, 29. It's 3.5,
No,
isn't it?
yeah, 4. Yeah,
Yeah, 30. So just over 30.
12 more.
Interesting. What do you reckon you
33.
could run today? If I said gun to your head, run as far as you can.
Well, I don't know. I haven't tested it.
So a kilometre?
No, I could do 10.
Oh, yeah.
Do you reckon? Easy?
Yeah, I could do 10. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
do that
What are you
to
talking
him.
about?
What is
Kilometre?
that? Kilometre?
Well, I don't know. Some people can't. When you tell people you've gone for a, run of
kilometre-
3Ks, they're like,
a
wow.
kilometre. Mate, I do
3Ks.
kilometre.
Tell him where to go.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Piss off, mate.
Yeah. Kilometre.
I've actually only just, thanks to
Rhino would win.
thanks to our man Macca at Claremont Footy Club, I've actually just got back running this year.
Oh, good.
Saw Macca on Thursday.
Oh, yeah?
We've got about 8 conspiracies, so let's get into this.
Oh, Jesus.
First one, Jackson. Firstly, someone needs to stand up for Rynne. He got Rynne bin for making a 2-second pop culture reference in BTS only for the next 10 minutes of the podcast to be a story about how X used a dangerous mix of drug, alcohol and gambling to mask the physical and emotional pain he's currently going through. While I realise that bullying behaviour is nothing new, I have noticed it ticked up this year ever since the supposed dogs curse kicked in. But that's where
Well, that was a curse.
Well, that's when the conspiracy starts. Why go so hard on Nick? During the port segment, Rynne started to list off ruck rankings, only for it to be derailed by Rhino and X before they quickly moved on and offered no discussion on rucks this year. It all clicked into place. Hardballgets has often been a safe harbour for ruck haters, usually attacking their intelligence, footy skills or both. But rucks have become the most important position on the field this year, and X and Rhino are doing everything in their power to stop this message. Which teams are under and overperforming relative to where they were at the start of the year? It's all related to rucks. It's no surprise the 3 top rucks are all sitting in the top 4 teams. It's no surprise that when English went down, the Dogs started losing. Whether it's to protect their own takes or the listeners' fragile egos, I'm not sure. But rather than admitting the rucks ruled the competition this year, they started blaming losses on Rynne or quickly trying to move the conversation on any time rucks are brought up. They won't want this on the podcast. My only hope is that Josh sneaks this on the run sheet and Rhino reads too much before he figures out what's happening and shuts the conversation down.
He's already tried.
Love it. And I reckon twice in 2, we have to apologise to Rinny.
Yeah, we do. He's on a heater.
I apologise, Rinny.
He's
You're
on
on a heater.
Thank you.
On a bit of a
And the
heater.
bullying behaviour. 1 kilometre?
You just told me to
kilometre.
piss off. That's
Yeah,
bullying.
mate. Oh, please.
I was being genuine. 10.
1 kilometre.
1 kilometre.
Lucky I was trying to think.
Right.
Time.
Ryan the Prophet Daniels was right. On the 14th of February 2026, we were all part of something truly special.
Valentine's Day.
That's something special. A curse more powerful than even those inflicted by Xavier Rynne himself was laid upon the Western Australian key forwards. They may have performed well on the day, but look at their season since. Waterman and Georgiades are leading the behinds Coleman by a gap bigger than Zave's list of AFL official to sack. Jesse Hogan is a shell of himself and was barely been able to stay on the park. The one exception to this has been Norton, but he has a protective factor in place. He plays for a Victorian team. Clearly, this is some sort of nefarious plot by Big Vic bias, as not only do these boys come from WA, they have the nerve to be kicking goals for non-Victorian teams. This curse clearly required some sacrifices on their end, like the 10 minutes of dead air while Wiedering was stretchered off and Sam Darcy's ACL, but the VFL has gotten what they wanted out of the dark ritual they conducted. Oh, hold on, there's more. This is the only logical conclusion for Waterman and Georgiades' wayward goal kicking. Hogan, I'll admit, could have had some other contributing factors. I hope and pray that somehow WA footy manages to overcome this dark presence looming over our key forwards. Love the pod, guys. Thanks for the last every week. Cheers from Ted, not Zave's son. Two more quick ones.
Good point really quickly on the key forwards from WA.
Yeah.
Norton's had an off year. Hogan off, and the other two have had pretty good years but can't kick straight.
Ned, whenever Essendon sack a coach or lose a game, they talk about sacking a coach. There is reference in the media to the shadowy figures behind the scenes that are causing unrest. But who are those shadowy figures? I think I know. Past legends with a bone to pick? Maybe. Muddied interests with a far too highly inflated sense of themselves? Almost certainly. But none of these give us the true culprit. My theory is the shadowy figure at Tullamarine is actually just one guy with a shovel, and every time you walk in the door, he pelts you on the head. And only then are you allowed to make club-defining decisions. Hi, you're our new list manager? Bang! Welcome to Essendon. Oh, cool, you're our new president? Bang! Welcome to Essendon. For proof, see Dodoro demanding 3 first-rounders for Adam Sard. Andrew Wells saying every player on our list will have an opportunity to be in our next premiership team. Or every other story out of Essendon that made you think, is there lead in the water at the hangar? Cheers. That's a good one, Ned.
I like that one.
And we've got two more. Malcolm, got a conspiracy for you. Had some interesting news come across my desk today. Back in 2023, you may remember a Jared Waitley shouting the words on radio, delete the tweet. Turns out he wasn't mad about it. He was sent a cease and desist as he nearly gave away the double identity of Brian Myers, as Brian had a mystery ACL investigation earlier this year. Turns out he was actually training for the World Cup. His last game for Geelong was on June 14th. Soon after, he jetted off to the States to suit up and score a hat-trick for Argentina as Lionel Messi on June 17th. Turns out Brian is exactly like Messi because they're the same person.
I like this.
How good's Messi?
Oh, yeah.
All right, last one. Billy. Is Josh building a Murdoch-style empire in WA media? And are Zay, Ryan and Nick nothing more than his puppets? For a long time, I've been harbouring concerns regarding producer Josh and the level of control he is exerting on the pod. My theory, that he's been secretly controlling the narrative on the podcast and throughout other media platforms in an attempt to gain a Rupert Murdoch-like grip on WA media. The evidence, we already know about this other podcast, the WA Sports Show. Are we seeing the beginnings of a monopoly on WA media? Is Josh attempting to gain control of the entire WA football media industry? I think this is just the beginning. Then we get to the pod itself. We've recently heard that Josh has been filtering our messages, picking and choosing the ones he thinks are best. What better way for him to control the narrative, ensuring the stories he wants heard are the ones the boys read out? What possible reason could there be for things such as the Crypto.com VS score review conspiracy being reread over other new conspiracies? And even just last week on the Teams pod, he admitted to editing the pod without the boys' knowledge.
Yes.
Not much that you know about, he remarked smugly in response to Nick's study that they don't edit too much out. The voice of a man who knows he's in complete control. Nick, Ryan, Zave, blink twice if you need help.
You're right. Those unwanted edits.
Yeah, we don't know
that have
about.
kept us in my job.
That's
Thank you. I appreciate it,
That's
Josh.
exact.
Just keep us employed.
Thirsty Camel voucher, we're going to give it to Todd. That was the bloke who came up with the stat about all the players kicking more goals than the Gold Coast Suns because they've had a rough trot, Sunny. Sorry, Tom.
That's been the Hardball Gets AFL show for this Tuesday. We'll see you back later in the week for teams. Catch you then.